Usually, I love the League Cup, you know, like, I usually go mad for it. I think it's a right good competition and that, I mean, come on, you know, it's what City's known for winning. Today, though, I mean, it were 8 shambles, because, you know, as we've just proven that Manchester is not blue, it's claret and bloody blue. I mean, come on, you know, City having this. I'm not having it, me. I tell you, a load of absolute tin pot we are. Couldn't even win League Cup. And it's our first time getting knocked out in 5 years. I mean, it's not fair, like LFG. And by the way, if you see our kid, tell him that I think he's an absolute... You love this competition. This is where City thrive. But they scored 3 penalties, West Ham scored 5. Don't look back in anger, all you City fans. West Ham United are absolutely massive. I mean, come on, you know. JSFTA. You know what I'm saying. West Ham United 0, Manchester City 0, but the mighty Irons win 5-3 on penalties. Before I get over the top and start slagging off City or anything like that, I'm not even going to do that because I have massive respect for you as a club and your relationship with the West Ham fan base. Think you're really awesome club, really well run club, got great fans. But I've got to have my little moment to gloat about this. Because not only have West Ham beaten Manchester City, but this is City's first defeat in the League Cup since October 2016. Those were back in the days when West Ham was starting Simone Zaza and Harvard Norvite was in defensive mid. How far have we come since then? Very far is the right answer, in case you didn't want to work it out. Today's game, man, was just perfect for West Ham. Absolute masterclass defensively and structurally. I actually said in my preview I thought that City would do us over. Jordan saying, and some might say City's gonna win it again, but West Ham's gonna do them over instead. And that's exactly what happened. And now, with this win, West Ham fans all around the world are celebrating because it's just an excellent feeling to have beaten Manchester United and now Manchester City. City, the current holders, by the way, as we know. And I cannot be any more ecstatic. So, I'm trying to just show all of my happiness in one video. And let's get on to the regular duties with the aftermath, starting with the team lineups. So, there were 8 changes to the West Ham team. And a few players were rested, notably Declan Rice, Lucas Fabianski and Mikel Antonio. But if you're on Patreon and you do follow the West Ham way, you would have known not to worry about not seeing them in the team before the team lineup came out. So the 8 changes were Areola in goal, Dawson and Diop as the centre-backs, Noble starting as captain, Yarmolenko up top, Masuaku as like a left wing-back, Manuel Lanzini came in and so did Nikola Vlasic. Youngsters such as Harrison Ashby and Daniel Chesters were on the bench. Harrison Ashby, by the way, he deserves to be on the bench. He's absolutely killing it for our academy right now. And he's got big potential. I mean, the right back position we got at West Ham right now has a lot of potential in it. You look at what Ben Johnson's done, Ashby is the next name. And I would be more than happy to see him in the first team either this season or next season. Daniel Chester's another good player who looks quite composed. But yeah, pretty good starting 11 as far as I was concerned. City's started what they would consider their B team, but even their B team is absolutely world class and it's absolute proper. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Gallagher? Come on, you know. Anyway, enough with all the Oasis references. This is a West Ham channel, so we're not going to try and mention anything about Manchester City, Liam, Noel, Oasis, cracking band, but this is West Ham channel, so we can't really mention them, so just a little slap across the face to remind me not to say it anymore. But, as I was saying, get back on track, that West Ham team was pretty decent, as far as I was concerned, and I thought we'd give it a really good shot. From my observation, City began that first half with a lot of energy. They carried the ball a lot more, but West Ham's defence was just resolute. Ben Johnson, look, cracking opening 8 or 10 minutes for him. Blocked a shot and dispossessed Gundogan. And he had a strong start for the game as well. I think Diop did as well. Diop was looking pretty solid back there. Him and Johnson and are still yet to concede a goal in the cup competition. Actually, Johnson started in a few league games and he's even yet to concede a goal. So he wants to keep up that consistency, and he was doing so early on in the game. The middle looked very structured from West Ham. I thought Noble was showing some cracking leadership, getting everyone rallied up. He struck from distance, but Zach Steffen palmed it away with his gloves. There was a counter-attack, but Dawson's last-minute tackle denied Kevin De Bruyne the chance to shoot. Some confidence was growing in West Ham as the minutes went by, and there was some set-piece intimidation as well. Some good crossing, some good movement with the ball. Aerial threat-wise. City came into as well, youngster Cole Palmer. He was denied by the legs of Alphonse Areola. Hasty moment, but a big save from the goalkeeper there. The strength in numbers defended. I think that's what it was for West Ham. It was not just relying on the goalkeeper as the last line of defence, but just having strength in numbers when City got the ball into the final third. Because that's a penetrative attack that City's got. That's why it's been so successful. That's why it punishes teams week in, week out. That's why it's world class. Because it has individuals that can make penetration of the ball into goals. We just had to defend in numbers. Every time a City player got the ball, at least 3 or 4 players were onto him and anticipating what could happen next. And that's planning ahead. And that's just being very street smart as far as the defence was concerned. It worked because dispossession happened a lot, and then clearing the ball to try and start a counter. And this, I think, is what David Moyes' system is, actually. It's getting the ball from the back and countering with wide space and with efficiency, flow, and direction. So that's what we had in this game. City came back, forced West Ham to be a lot tighter. And half finished 0-0, and it was a good 0-0, and we were playing pretty good football. Proud of the team at that point onwards. I felt we needed a little bit more overlap, maybe bring on some fresh legs just to get a little bit more pace behind the ball. Yarmolenko was isolated, and as we know, he's not pacey enough. He was locked down quite a bit. Lanzini looked good in the middle, and that central midfield role suits him, like I've said before. He's touching the ball more, he's moving it more. Diop and Johnson, solid. Areola, solid. Vlasic started to grow into the game, but I don't think he could cope with some of the physical aspects of the game. As such, he just needed a little bit more help from his teammates. But that was a decent first half from West Ham. And I was just hoping for more of the same in the second half. Man City did make a change to start the second half. João Cancelo came on for Kyle Walker, and that made me a bit nervous. I thought he was going to shred our back line. Cancelo is the kind of defender you don't want to go up against. Certainly not when he's attacking wise, because he's got good movement of the ball. That's something I think Ben Johnson lacks a bit. Johnson's a solid defender, but he's got not a hell of a lot of pace going forward. Cancelo's got that pace. There's a massive difference between the two players. That's why Cancelo's world class and Johnson's yet to try and even get there. That's not criticism of Johnson, by the way. Masuaku struck off target, and City tried to get the ball through all the time despite very tight marking. Yarmolenko's effort was blocked by his fellow teammate Alexander Zinchenko. And still, this is the thing with West Ham in games like this. Good build-up play and some good movement. The ball's good movement, good build-up play. I say the same things week in, week out, I know. But we got to get higher up at times. We've got to get higher up, and we've got to get in behind the defence a bit more, especially a team like City. And just add more pressure on. City to put that pressure on as well. Areola, absolute brick wall. Again, making spectacular saves. He denied a Kevin De Bruyne header from point-blank range, and a whole stadium erupted at that save as well. Vlasic then passed to Souček in the box with a diagonal cut ball. Souček blasted it wide. And I don't know what it is with Souček these days, but his shooting is bad. His shooting is not on target. If that were him last season, he would have scored that. He would have put it in low and scored it. He didn't this time round, though. Very close, to say the least, but some changes were made. Moyes made substitutions and positive subs because it suggested that West Ham was going to go for it. Fornals Benrahma came on. Off came Yarmolenko and Vlasic. Bowen came on, Masuaku came off. So it seemed like West Ham was going to open up a bit more, take out a left wing back and put on a winger who can attack. So that was an indication of what I thought David Moyes was going to do. He was going to really put pressure, well, not put pressure, but put some fresh legs on to apply more pressure to City's defence, and that's a tough ask. Fornals and Bowen added a little bit more precision to the attack, I think. They added a little bit more, shall we say, physicality, and they added a bit more spatial awareness, if that makes sense. Space in general, rather. Areola managed to scoop a ball away from close range with Gundogan lurking next to it. No changes made. Lanzini came off and on, came so foul. So it looked like we're going to go to 5 at the back again just to close it out and make sure it would go to penalties. And especially that was the case when Jack Grealish came on, off came Kevin De Bruyne. That's my worry. They got their players on the bench who could have made a difference. Players like Foden, who actually came on as well, by the way. De Bruyne came off. Grealish came on. So they had players on the bench, City. Gabriel Jesus came on as well, I should add. Players like that who came on, which were Foden, Grealish, Jesus, all are good attacking players who have caused West Ham problems in the past. We know that. So that's why it was important to close them down just for the last few moments. And it did finish 0-0 in regular time, so it did go to a penalty shootout. Penalty shootouts are actually never really discussed on this channel. In fact, I've been doing this for over a year now. I don't think I've ever mentioned a penalty shootout in Aftermath before. So, first time for everything, isn't there? Look, Areola in goal gave me confidence in the shootout. No disrespect to Fabianski, but it just gave me a bit more confidence in the shootout. We had to select the penalty takers carefully. It was no surprise when Mark Noble was the first to go up. He went up against Zach Steffen, scored. City's first penalty taker, Phil Foden, put it wide. So that was vantage West Ham. Bowen up next, scored it. Cancelo up next, scored it. Dawson, not really a regular penalty taker, not a regular choice for it, but he blasted it in and scored it. Jesus for City, scored it. Cresswell, scored it. Grealish, scored it. Pressure was on Benrahma at this point. He had to score to send West Ham through. He did just that. The absolute scenes when Areola and Diop jumped on him and then the players came to jump on him. Benrahma celebrated with a few fans. And look, things just get better and better for us. Beat Manchester United to get to play Manchester City. Beat Manchester City to face I don't know who, draws on Saturday. But win the quarterfinals of the League Cup. We're taking cup competition seriously now. We never used to in the past because we were in relegation battles and we wanted to prioritise surviving rather than competing in a cup. This is a sign of major progression. If you're going to be in a cup competition, you ought to compete for it. That's exactly why David Moyes wants these players to be hungry and he wants them to succeed. What's the point of just being there if you don't want to win anything? That's probably the mentality right now. And it's a great mentality to have at this club. Can this season get any better? Who knows? But you should be confident if you're a Hammer fan. I'm telling you now. City are gracious in the defeat at least. And that's one thing I like about Pep. He admitted that West Ham was organised, had a system, really good coach with a really good set of players. He was gracious in the defeat, and that was really lovely to hear in his press conference. Many City fans have been on Twitter saying, very gracious in the defeat, and we wish West Ham nothing but the best for this season. And City fans, even though at the start of this video I did seem to mock the Lord and Saviour Gallagher, I am actually from the north of England myself, and I am quite partial to Oasis, okay? I think they're a cracking band from a cracking city, and they support a cracking football club. And also, they were there when the team was playing in the Championship and League One. They were there then. So, if you're a Manchester City fan around the world, and you only started supporting the club, it's from 2010 onwards, just ask somebody from, say, a long time before and what Sporting City was like back in the day. Because it'll make you appreciate what you have right now, make you appreciate Guardiola a little bit more and Sheikh Mansour, and realise that you are very lucky to have those people owning your club and that guy is a manager. So what I was trying to say is I think Man City is a great club. I wish them best of luck for this season. I think they've got a lot of quality players. We will enjoy this win in the League Cup, but it's back to business when we play Aston Villa at the weekend. Thank you very much for watching this episode of The Aftermath. If you like the video, hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe for more content. I'm going to British Columbia for the weekend, so I won't really have time to sit down and do a full game review for the Aston Villa game. I'm probably just going to do a quick video on my phone because I fly out on Friday and come back Monday. But I've got stuff to do for the Europa League game and Off the Press coming up as well. So you can look forward to that. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all soon.